lady just got me this green screen, so I'm
What's
trying it
going
out
on,
now.
guys? How's it going? This is Black Sands, and we here with Steven Johnson, aka the Everborn. All right, he's here today, and we're going to be talking about a couple of things. First, I don't like bringing any guest on without letting them talk about their brand and what they're doing, right? But then I also want to also get people the opportunity to talk about video games. All right, you guys out there, we're making more episodes. Episode 4, 5, and 6 of Black Sands will be coming down the pipeline. We're very close to our goal on Patreon of 600 patrons. But the next goal is our video game development, right? And we are going to be trying to get 1,000 patrons for that and sustain 1,000 patrons so that we can start making RPGs on the Black Sands universe. Now, I know there's a lot of programmers out there, a lot of video game fanatics like me, so I'm super excited about that. I know you are as well. But let's kick this off right. Steven Johnson, please say hello to everybody and tell them who you are, what you do.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I am the writer, the creator, and the lead programmer on everything that is Everborn. We got the video game on the way. We got the Prince of Arcadia series out right now. We're getting ready to drop chapter 3, and we got Everborn Ariel's Adventure also coming out this summer. That's the second series in the Everborn universe. It's sort of a connected universe. It's all telling different parts of the same story. So we've been doing this. I've been in game development for about 10 years, but Everborn itself started in 2015. So 5 years into this Everborn thing. And I got to thank you, sir, because when we met in 2017, I showed you all my notebooks and stuff looking like a crazy person. And you was like, I don't want to hear it. Put something out. So I said, you know what? The next time I see you at Comic-Con in 2018, I'm going to bring you a printed copy of my book. And that's what I did. I think I brought it to you at the Schaumburg, but I brought it to you.
I want to be honest with everybody here, okay? So Steven Johnson right here, he has been the poster boy for doing it for the clout for a long time. He eventually changed his ways and started actually throwing content out there for real. But at the beginning, he had like 10,000 words of novels that never released. He had like 3-4 different versions of the same comic book, never released. I was like, bruh, I don't care about these images or nothing. Show me issue 1 when it's done, and I kept pushing him. And he took my course. He was killing it there. But then he started posting pages on our Discord channel, and everybody was praising him. And I was like, yo, nobody praised this man. Get him to finish this book. I don't care. Don't let this man be praised. He said, we got to make him get this out. And what he did was he finally released his book. And then when he did it, it was a very professional, high quality comic book. In fact, it's getting signed to BSP, right, for exclusive there. But on top of that, once he finished that one, the next one was out like within like a couple of months. Like all of a sudden, it started having this ripple effect.
I popped my cherry.
What took like 3 to 4 years for issue 1 of freaking Everborn, like it was 3 to 4 months the next Everborn, and 3 to 4 months next for the next Everborn. It was coming out like clockwork at any time. These aren't short books. They're like 50, 60 pages long, and still they came out like clockwork. So at the end of the day, his biggest struggle was accepting that his product was done.
Well, also, I'm not gonna lie, that first book came out of spite. I was like, I'm gonna show Manuel. I'm gonna put this out.
That's good though.
No, it's good. I appreciate it.
That's what you needed. Some people don't need that. Some people need.
I needed the kick in the pants.
I said
I would have still been developing it now until we got to like a 200-page first book. But we out there and it's like clockwork now. Yeah.
And then you got your video game development for Everborn as well, mobile game, right? And that's pretty dope. I've been looking at that for a while now.
That's another thing I got to put out.
I think it's personally better than most people content out there already, right? And we're talking about I'm talking about like when you look at the platform games that I see nowadays, right? They're just ugly as shit, but they make money, mad money. They make mad money because kids like playing them and everything else. They love platformers, especially if they ain't got to pay to get into it in the first place, right? So I think just from the aesthetics alone, there could be a very successful title, But then
Yeah, well,
release it.
I gotta release it. Yeah, if we have time at the end, I'll show you a little level that we're working on now. But you are
the website, so you got
yeah
a play test on the website right
yeah
now.
yeah.
In a little bit, and let
But
people see what you got.
you are right though. That addressable market, you could look at like right now. Anybody could go on their phone, iPhone, Android, whatever, and look up a game called Lep's World. It's a fake Mario ripoff, and they got over 200 million downloads.
Yep.
And I know what we did. You'll see it later. I know what we're doing is like 10 times better than that.
We're gonna see. So we got some other people in here talking about investment rounds, and we're gonna get to that a little bit later, right? I'm definitely gonna break down all that stuff about the investments and stuff at the end, because that's when the call to action happens, right? I don't want to give you the call to action early in the video, and then we're talking about all this dope stuff. So we're gonna keep that there. But I want to go and check out your website first before we do anything. So let's go and pull that up. Boom. So this is the Everborn store, and if you look at it, it's actually called everbornsaga.com. I've got a link in the section. This is his store. This is what he does. These are his books. You can check out some of his titles right here. He has issue 1 and issue 2 out right now, and he has his other series as well, the Aerial Avenger one.
That's based on the game, but
yeah. And then let's go see if we can just rerun this real quick. Hopefully I can. How the hell do I rerun things from here?
You might have to refresh the page or something.
Yeah, they're gonna make me refresh it. Let me see if it's still working on StreamYard.
There we go.
It's still working on StreamYard. Let's go watch this thing. So check this out. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. If you look at this and then you look at all the other platform games out there right now, this one looks significantly better, just aesthetically, right? If we're talking aesthetics, this looks way better than what's out there right now that's killing it on the market. That's why I think from a market standpoint, this will do good no matter what. It's just gonna do numbers straight up off of the aesthetics of it, so long as it's kid friendly and they actually, them kids, they freaking download anything that looks good, right? And I think it's really gonna do massive numbers, and it's crazy. You don't really see that many black game developers out there that are doing aesthetically pleasing video games. I've seen a lot of video games from black developers all over the place, but their games seem dated, right? They just seem like they're not for 2020, right? It's more like a 2010 type game. It has a look and feel that's kind of dated, right? And what you did here was clearly something that's obviously modern technology, modern day stuff. Looks a lot better than most of the stuff on the app market already, right? And I'm just being honest. I think that's the most important thing right now, especially with mobile, is aesthetics, right? People be like, "Oh, it's the gameplay." A lot of games had no gameplay at all, just beautiful graphics, and freaking killed it. You know what I'm saying? It's like
yeah.
That's how I feel about it, right? So that's what's up. This thing is really dope. It's one of the coolest things I've seen so far, especially from you guys. And with that said, let's talk about the fact that you are going to be leading the video game development for our company when we start going into RPGs for Black Sands and Seven Kingdoms.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, you've been in games for about 10 years or so. Obviously, you're a gaming fanatic, probably just like me, right?
Yeah.
Tell people.
I've been gaming for much longer than 10 years, but I've been making games for 10 years.
Yeah. Tell people how like what you've been doing. Like what are the things that you've been doing all this time?
All right. So we released the first game I ever did is a game called Star Tennis. It came out in 2012. I like to call it Pong on steroids. And then the first Ariel's World game, which is where Everborn was born from, came out in 2015 on the Windows Phone store. And we were the top selling paid 2D platform on the Windows Phone store Now we all know what happened to Windows Phone, and maybe we don't because it doesn't exist anymore.
You're the
So
champ of the lands that no longer exist, but you know
yes,
it doesn't matter. You know,
right.
bottom line is you were a champ for a moment.
Yes, yeah, and but at that point, I knew we had to think bigger. And when I say we, I mean me and the artist. I do all the coding. This
Yeah.
is kind of a one man show, and then I get different artists and animators to come in to do some of the character work and stuff. But after when the Windows Phone platform went up in flames, I said, we got to think bigger. This has to be cross platform. It has to be able to work on iOS, Android, Steam, Xbox, all of that. I'm still trying to get into the Switch store, but they're a little stingy with who they let in. Now, I said, we got to go Unity to do this. We got to do a cross platform thing. And when I had the idea for Ariel's World 2, I started writing down story notes and things like that. And I said, hey, we have something here. And so then it became this world, and that's where you get all the comics from. But it all starts from that video game development. And, you know, some of that work took me into big corporations. So I used to be a software engineer at Citigroup, and now I'm at another financial firm as a lead software engineer. But that all started with the video game work. And then, you know, while I'm doing that, we're working on another game that's getting ready to come out called Shake the Block Shootout. It's like a basketball game, but it's for mobile. You play it with one hand. I don't know if you remember Dunk Shot. It's like that, but we like I said, we look at what's hot and we make it better.
I feel you on that. And what we did when we were working together for like the last 2 weeks to do some proposals, we had some proposals that's going out to certain like video game investors, but there's no reason why we can't just fund it ourselves, which is one of the reason why part of the next investment round that we're doing on WeFunder, we're going to be having 100K of that dedicated to the production of the Black Sands RPG based on the Sons of Nibiru timeline. All right, so this is Ra when he was young. This is that timeline. A lot of ancient aliens and all that cool stuff. I know you're gonna love it, right?
And novel was clutch, by the way.
Yeah,
that's one of the first things I got from you.
I sold a lot of copies of that damn book, man. Everybody liked it. I was like, oh, I didn't know y'all liked it.
We need another one, but that's another story. We'll talk about that later.
Contracts. I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
But let's go into that. Let's go into that real quick. Let's see if I can pull that up real quick.
Yes, sir.
So I'm gonna go and stop screen there. Let's add another screen. Let's go to the proposal, right? And we're just gonna show a couple of things of the proposal, so you guys who are watching this right now would know what kind of game we're talking about, right? So let's do it. Boom. So we're here. Let me make sure that everybody can see it. All right, so everybody can see this bad boy. Boom. So we're gonna make a JRPG based on the Sons of Nibiru timeline, right? And I know if you know anything about us from the past, you know that basically Sons of Nibiru was lit, right? Ancient aliens, the works. It was pretty much one of the dopest time periods in the Black Sands universe, right? As we're going through this, we want to talk about the game mechanics, right? So first of all, it's going to be a JRPG similar to Battle Chasers, Night War, and Chrono Trigger, all right? So you're one of those guys who played those old school RPGs. You're going to love these kind of games, right? Because that's how it is. I want to make a game that I know I can make as beautiful as possible, right? Because I want the aesthetics to match our company, right? Literally the best looking games out there. But I want it to be simple enough, right, that we don't mess up, right? I don't want to be like, oh, I'm gonna make the next fucking World of Warcraft, right? and just not have the capabilities to pull that off, right? End up working on it for an eternity because I don't have the capabilities to pull off that level of stuff yet, right? So we're saying JRPG, couple of core mechanics in the game, great storyline, party system, loot, all that stuff, and we can knock that out easily, right? Steven Johnson's been making games like that for a long time. He already has ways we could throw out prototypes right away, right? So when we go into characters, right, characters will play certain roles, right? MSME right here, we all know MSME, especially if you're a person who knows our stuff. She has a life or death like aspect to her. So what happens is she can be the party healer if you spec her out to be that way, or she could be a damage dealer, right? And the life and death cycle is her aspect. It's actually pretty dope. It's one of the cool things we love about JRPGs, that you get to customize your characters however you want. She's a good example of what we're going to be doing with this. Party system, it's going to be 3-on-3 combat, right? Most of the game is going to be 3-on-3. You pick your 3 out of all the party members, and they go out there and they knock stuff out, man. You have turn-based combat similar to this right here, right? We're going to be getting it together, right? That's Koas, if you don't remember him from Sons in the Bureau issue 1. Koas right here, he's one of the Titans, and he's probably going to wreck everybody, but we ain't going to show any of that, but he probably would have wrecked him. You know,
gotta level up before you talk to him.
Man. You gotta level up. He's probably gonna wreck them right here. Don't expect to win every fight in the Black Sands game. You'll catch some L's, right? Then we have dungeons. That's gonna be the bread and butter of the video game. So we're gonna have stuff like this, where you're literally exploring the dungeon, and based on which character you have as the lead person, they'll be able to do special abilities. Maybe they'll knock a wall down. Maybe they'll get the party invisible. But it's very important to manage yourself when you're going through these dungeons, because if an enemy sees you, they attack you. All right. So no matter if there's like 10 enemies that happen to see you, and then you get engaged by one of them, all 10 of them dudes are going to be lined up ready to fight you in a continuous battle. And most of the time, people can't handle that situation. So you're screwed. So you got to make sure that when you do fight, you're fighting a reasonable amount of enemies, especially if there's a really, really, really powerful enemy in that group, right? Because that could be a nightmare. If you have like a unit that you need like your entire party to focus them down, but then you have a whole bunch of disablers and stuff with them and stuff, yeah, it could just become a nightmare. So that's pretty dope. Make sure you watch your ass, right? And then you got your world exploration, right? You got to travel the world, find new locations, progress the story, find out what your character's destinies and all that other good stuff. It's just a pretty dope stuff, you know. And this is the kind of thing that we're going to be developing for you guys, man. It's about a 1-year development. And me personally, I couldn't be any prouder of the deck that we did. I'm not going to show you the other stuff, like the stuff about the production schedule or the budget. I don't think that's important right now, especially for you guys. It's more of an investor outlook type feel to it. But this is basically the kind of game we're going to be developing for you guys, right?
And one other thing I just want to add. I know they know this already, but it bears repeating. You already have the animation team like ready to go, right? So it's just a matter of having and you have your design set up. So this thing is you know, we say a year, but it's going to move fast. And with the team you put together between artists and animators to get that world right, this thing is going to look like, you know, I don't even say JRPG, I say BRPG, right? You know what I mean? But go ahead, man. I just think that's very important. The fact that, because that's one of the longest things in game development, is having those art assets ready and having those top quality animators. Because even if you look at, you know, some of these big name games, they really live off that animation style that they use. So yeah, that's super important.
Yeah, that's definitely our most defining aspect, which is probably why we chose to make it a JRPG instead of a different type of game, which require a lot more like mechanics, right? You don't want to go and blow up the mechanics and then end up having to do a ridiculous amount of extra aesthetics when you don't need to. I want to do stuff that's very simple, like 2D backgrounds, beautiful, lush backgrounds with 3D models, right, made from people who are veterans of Disney, Pixar, and Braun, right? I want those kind of level of freaking animators in there going, yeah, we got this. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're doing with that. And don't worry, guys, our animation is still going 100%. Steven's going to be handling this video game production entirely by himself. That means he's going to be handling recruitment. He's going to be handling the production schedule and everything else. All I'm doing is just providing the story and providing what I want game mechanics to be like, right? So I'm picking like games that I love, and I'm saying, let's do that, right? And we're gonna be basically pulling the greatest aspects of certain games and making them into our game. You know what I'm saying? So that's a very cool strategy. That's what we're doing with this production right now. And that's going to be the next level of our patrons. So what happens is when we hit 600 patrons, we're going to do episode 4, 5, and 6 for free on YouTube. Everybody gets to get it on YouTube, regardless if you're a patron or not. You're going to get these episodes 4, 5, and 6. With that said, everybody who wants to be a voice actor in those episodes, we're going to be doing recruitment. As second we hit 600 patrons, we're going to start doing recruitment for the characters that weren't in issue 1, 2, and 3. Those new characters for 4, 5, and 6, we're going to do recruitment for them. There's a lot of them. I think it's like 9 or 10 characters that have to be voiced that were never voiced before. So at least 8 to 10 patrons are going to become actual voice actors in our next episode. So that's pretty dope, right? I have a lot of voice actors and stuff that are my patrons already, so they're going to be excited about that, right? But after we hit 600, we're going to 1,000. If we get to 1,000, we'll have the money available to us for the passion project that is video game development, where we can handle the monthly burn. Because at the end of the day, when you're making video games, the monthly burn can be very high sometimes, right? And
that's a fact, Jack.
You don't want to use your profits from your regular company to do that, because what you're doing is you're putting your main company in jeopardy for a product that is not directly connected to that company's success. You never do that. It's like if I decide to make an animation, which a lot of people do. Watch this. A lot of people have done this before. They can't raise the money on Kickstarter for an animation for their comic series. So what they do is they stop making their comic series for 2 or 3 years, make an animation for their comic series that takes 2 or 3 years, pay for it themselves with all the money they made off their comics. Animation gets maybe 50,000 views on YouTube. No deal comes. Their series is forgotten. Nobody wants to buy their books anymore because they haven't got any for like 2 or 3 years, and their company basically falls apart and becomes bankrupt. That's happened a lot. That happens all the freaking time, And I'm a businessman. I know that when I'm making passion projects like YouTube episodes, that's not going to make me a lot of money. That's not going to get me a Disney deal. That's just something that people like to see. So I want to make it for them. That's why I have a Patreon, so people can help me make those passion projects for the community, right? And that's the same thing with this video game. It's a passion project. We are going to invest capital into it from our investment round, but that's fine. We are going to be growing as fast as possible in every single direction. Our company already has the highest sales it's ever had on a year already, and we're like halfway through the year. You understand? I had no books on my store. If you've been to my store recently, everything's sold out, and I'm waiting for my books so I can start selling again. I got distribution deals now from big time houses. It's starting to grow. It's starting to grow extremely fast. And the only way we're doing it is with you guys. Now, Steven Johnson, first of all, if you haven't bought his books before, make sure to go to his store and buy some books from him, all right? Everbornsaga.com, all right? You just got to do that, all right? Now, you see at the bottom, he says, subscribe today at patreon.com/blacksands. That's the website you need to go to if you want to be a subscriber. You get 11 comic books on signing. That means the second you sign up, you get 11 comic books. That's pretty dope in and of itself. It's way better than the cost of money you're actually putting up on there. We're at 520 patrons. We're aiming for 600. That means we only need 80 more. That's not bad at all. Last month we got like 150 patrons. It was pretty crazy.
And it's a lot of Patreons out there that's giving a lot less, right? Like, yeah. I don't know if I know anybody just giving out all their comics just for the entry level of a Patreon, and then every month when a new one comes out, what happens?
That's right? It. Like, I get them a new comic every month. This month we're giving 2 comic books out, because the thing about it is, when we do deals with people like you, right, and when we do deals with other publishers and stuff like that, one of the main things they do with the exclusive contract that we're giving them for BSP, the app, is they have to allow us to release the comic books for free on our Patreon. That allows us to reward the people who are basically supporting our grassroots, right? And allows us to buy more people's stuff, right? We're like, so at the end of the day, if I get 3, 4 different creators and I release their books on our page, you get 2 or 3 comic books every single month on top of just getting access to all this stuff. But then on top of that, you also get you also allow me, because I have this extra capital to work with, to go and talk to the next Black creator and say, yo, I think your comic books deserve a bigger audience. And I want to get you onto BSP exclusively, and I want to pay you to do that instead of just ask you and make it all about clout and give you all this hoopla about how you're going to be so much benefits from working with me. No, it's real, and that's why you have to pay people. No one wants to pay people. Everybody wants to go and play people and use their influence to go and force them to do stuff for free. I like paying people who have done the work. If you've done the work and made a beautiful comic book like you and your damn giant wall of awesome behind you, can you move the camera a bit so I can see this thing, man? I want.
Oh yeah, no, you know what it is.
Is that,
I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you this right now. Hold on.
overlay? I want to see that thing. It looks ridiculous behind you.
All right, let me show you this. I'm gonna show you a couple of things real
I
quick.
just want to see this thing real quick. Once I see it, I'm good. I want to see this.
All right,
big ass
just I'm sharing the screen, and that artwork is up. You can see all of these.
So, okay, I see it now. Okay, got you.
So look, this is just some of it. That's the shirt, right? By the way, we got the shirts on the website too.
That's a shirt?
Yeah.
That's a shirt design. Okay.
Yeah. So, and we got the Prince of Arcadia, which is out now, and then on the other side is the Ariel's Adventure. It's all connected. This is the joint right here you wanted to see. That's Karma in the background. She's coming out in a series called The Redlands later this year. We just started pre-production on that one. Right, and you can see she's giving Ariel the business. Then we got this one. This is him battling the Guardian for the fire sword. So he has to beat this guy so he could get that sword in the background there.
Yeah, he don't deserve it, man. He don't deserve that.
Karma might take it from him.
He don't deserve that sword. I'm just gonna leave it like that. You know?
Well, I mean, he ended up getting it, as you can see here.
Sword. Low level enchants.
Yeah, man, these is the gloves. So and so you can see these are all power-ups that you get in the game, but it's all based from the story.
Yeah.
Right? These are called the Stormbringers.
Yeah, and that's a pretty interesting mechanic to have a game that's connected directly to a comic series. We'll see how that works out on the sales department, right? Maybe people buy more comics because the game's a part of it.
That's the hope.
We'll see how that works. Me personally, I think the game's just gonna blow up, right? And people are like, "Oh, there's a comic."
Yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and let's talk about investment. All right, so you guys out there, you guys want to be investors, right? You want to invest in Black Sands. Well, August is when we're investing. All right, August is the time where we're going to do our next investment round. We're going to be raising about $590,000. All right, that's what we're going to be doing. Last time we raised $480,000 and we did it in 3 weeks. All right, by the time it actually got to the public, by the time it actually had the actual regular people seeing it, we had already raised close to $400,000. So that means most people didn't get a chance to invest. A lot of people didn't. In fact, when the campaign closed, we still had to keep it open for 6 more days past when I hit 480,000. And what happened was 400 people invested after that day, right? And some of them got in, maybe 20 or 30 of them got in because some people dropped or whatever, right? But for the most part, 400 people got their money back like a month or 2 later because they didn't get in. They didn't get into the investment round. They didn't missed out on the stock. That was the reality last time. Imagine what's going to happen this time around, considering that people know that they missed it and they only had a short period of time and we went so fast. Imagine how quickly it's going to go this time around. This is why I tell people, secure your spot. Now, there's 3 tiers to getting into the investment round, right? Because I like windowing things. That way people invest on time and they feel like there's a sense of urgency, right? First round, these are the people who are going to be the first people in the investment round. These are people who had previously invested already in round 1. All right? You already invested in round 1, you're getting that link the second the campaign starts. Additionally, people who are patrons. So if you're a patron, if you're a monthly subscriber, you're getting in. First day. 72 hours later, we're going to be going to customers and Kickstarter backers. All right. These are people who have supported us in the past, right? These are people who have supported us with physical books and stuff like that. These people will be getting an invite in 72 hours. There still should be plenty of real estate for that, right? However, the people who are going after that 1 week after the Kickstarter backers and our customers get their emails, invites, and everything else, that's when the public is going to go. And to be honest with you, I don't know if the public's going to get a chance to invest. I just don't. They saw what happened last time. We got animations coming out now. We have some of the best sales we've had ever. We have all these major accomplishments going on. I really don't see how the public's going to get much space in there. You might not make it, you know? Now, if you're a customer.
No, I was just saying what you're saying is don't play yourself, right?
It happened last time. People were so pissed. They were like, dude, I was just about to pay.
Yeah, they got hit with the FOMO, fear of missing out.
I said, I told you months ago that it was going to go. I didn't know it was going to go that fast, but I was like, I told you months ago, I'm an expert marketer, all right? So if it's one thing Black Sands Entertainment, specifically Manuel Godoy, is the best at, it's getting people to fight each other to support Black Sands, okay? The last $80,000 that we raised was in 24 hours. 24 hours we did that. And that's from me pushing urgency, propaganda. I was pushing it hard. And people couldn't help but be like, oh my God, I got to get in there. I'm about to miss it. Oh my God, it just came like an avalanche and it was gone, right? This is the kind of energy I put into people for months. I beat in them and they're ready to go. And it also helps that we have audits. We have CPAs and stuff like that looking at our books. And they're like, yeah, this company's legit and they actually make money, right? It's like that's a cool thing when you can actually say, hey, if you look on campaigns right now and you go to these crowdfunding sites for companies that are looking for investment, look at their numbers. Most of them are underwater hard, all right? $50,000, $100,000 in debt, losses of $150,000 on the year, stuff like that. That's normal because companies are trying to grow, right? And they're just burning through capital, and that's how they're making sales. We actually retain a lot of our stuff, and we keep building more content. So we're definitely we're not in a phase that's like basically, you know, fire and brimstone, we're gonna kill ourselves in business. No, we're growing steadily and we're growing the way we need to. We hired the right people. We're getting partnerships with the right people. We just signed the Samurai. The Samurai is now a freaking brand ambassador and a choreographer for our freaking animation, bruh. Samurai, you know how hardcore of a fan base she has? You know, she know what she's doing, man. And we got people like that in our place. So people like Everborn over here, Steven, he's going to be out there making games. That's his job. That's his job.
All day, every day.
Ernest is going to make animations. That's his job. David Letterman, he's going to make freaking comic books. That's his job. Sky Legends, he's going to be making Cosmic Girls because that's his fucking job. You understand? That's what they do. They masters at their space and they get to do their thing. And I'm just here making sure that we grow in the proper way and that we dominate. That's all I want to do. I don't care about nothing else. I don't care about getting stuff for the clout. I don't care about, you know, chasing awards and chasing Disney deals. That stuff is meaningless to me. All I care about is all my fans and the parents who are out there trying to raise their kids to not be, you know, integrated into the system that says that they're freaking second-rate citizens and shit like that. And that's the system. And I'm trying to destroy all that crap. You know, nobody's ever going to wear a dress in my company, in my comic books. I don't give a damn if the story is nothing but people wearing dresses. Won't be no dudes doing that in my series because I'm not letting it happen. All right. So that's what's up. Like I said, patreon.com/BlackSands. If you want to support us, we really, really would love you guys to do that. I put the link up right now, patreon.com/BlackSands. What's his name's link is right there in the description of the video, everbornsaga.com. Right? make sure you support him, right? And
Please.
definitely let your kids play his game when it come out, because
It's coming soon.
that game is lit. You better go and make sure that he does that. All right.
Hey,
Patreon.
listen, I'm sorry. Shout out to Joseph Herbert, because he just ordered a book right now
Okay.
that's coming to you signed, shipping it out tomorrow morning.
Where's Joseph? Is he in the comment section? Let me see where he
I
at.
don't know. I just got the notification from Shopify.
Okay, yeah, it's probably one of these cats out here. Hey, how about this? I'm gonna give you guys 5 minutes to ask any questions you like. Feel free to ask any questions to either me or Steven over here, and we're gonna answer your questions for the next 5 minutes. All right, and then we're gonna call the day on this live stream. And next week I'm gonna start doing lectures. All right, because everybody else is doing these lectures out there with their little conspiracy theories and stuff. So I'm gonna give you some lectures about what I feel is my perspective on Hollywood and how we're gonna make it better. All right, we're gonna do lectures all the freaking time. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna be starting next week, though. All right. The first one is gonna be about slave movies. The whole lecture is gonna be on slave movies. Why they say you must watch 15 slave movies a year. Something about you better serve. You better serve, black man and woman. You better serve. You better
Listen,
serve.
man.
Don't come here with no hopes and dreams. You better serve. That's what we're going to talk about. It's going to be a badass lecture. You better tag people on Instagram, IG, and all that stuff and let them know this is about to be a lecture hardcore about real change. All right? Because I'm sick of that stuff. I'm going to point it out. I'm going to give you good examples. They make about 12 of them a year.
Yeah. And when they're not making those kind of movies, they got the men in there all docile and non-threatening.
Oh, yeah,
But
definitely. You got to be docile, not threatening. That don't make no sense. Why would you be threatening? All right. All right. So first question, when will the Everborn game be released? You got any dates for that?
we are shooting for late this year or very early next year. And if it's next year, it's like January, February.
Okay, got you. How about this one? What is the game on? So first yours, and I'll talk about mine as well.
The initial release will be on iPhone, and then immediately after it will be on Android. I'm a one-man show, so I got to focus on one platform at a time. But the ultimate goal is to get it to Switch. But once Nintendo sees those mobile download numbers, they're not going to be able to deny it.
Okay, there we go. For Black Sands Trials of the Rift, it's going to be a PC game with portability eventually, right? We're going to build it in Unity, so it will be portable, right? And we'll probably follow the same distribution route that Battle Chasers Night War did, right? Started on PC, then it went to PlayStation, Xbox, and then Switch. So that's going to be our path as well. Not yet. Let's see. What can I find? I have no. I don't know what that says. All right, I'll go. Let's see. I want to see Black Suns on TV, bro. I want to see it on TV too, but that's all right. YouTube's good enough. YouTube's good enough for now.
TV is dying. We control YouTube.
We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Okay. Have you guys ever thought? Have you guys ever thought about making toys or 3D printed models? I don't know if you have. I know I have. I'm waiting until we have a show. So once I have that short, right, and I have a lot of capital on hand, I can do those extra things. We'll probably have some action figures before the Christmas season. So it's definitely in the pipeline. Good. Probably before the Christmas season.
Well, one thing about toys, just so everybody knows, a lot of it, the startup costs are crazy, right? Once you get the startup costs, you can you can make them for almost nothing, but getting that cast that you need to pour the plastic in to make those things, that's the biggest cost. And if you go to a provider to do that, they're not taking 500 orders. We need 10,000, 20,000 units. So that is the thing. And you got to have that reach to be able to get it. I thought about it and then I saw the cost and I said, you know what, let me go back to these comics.
I got to get my book numbers up. If I can get up to 2,000, 3,000 books sold a month, right? Which I've done before, but I want to get it consistent. If I can get that consistent, 2,000, 3,000 books a month, I'll be able to start looking at toys and stuff like that.
And your character designs would kill it. Like I could just see them on the Target end cap. So I'm gonna get there, but you gonna get there first. And I'm
Our own Comic Con or comic convention. Well, check it out. The people who invested in the first round of investment, they actually got VIP tickets to our convention. So we will be having a convention once a year, Black Sands, right? And it's all going to be people who sign with BSP exclusively. We're going to invite them out to go and vendor at it. We're going to have a whole bunch of panels and everything else. Obviously, it might not be this year because of that Rona, right? Rona regulations stopping everything nowadays. New York Comic Con, every single show by Repop got canceled. So there ain't gonna be no Repop shows, and so much money just being lost by doing it. But oh well, there's nothing they could do about it. Let's see. Are you planning to make Orishas or Yoruba mythology too? And the answer to that is no. I am not planning on doing that. However, I have no problem signing people who are doing that well. All right. In fact, I tried to get Unique Studios, but I couldn't get them, man. I couldn't get them, man. But I tried to grab them. So anybody who's doing that, great. I definitely try to go after them. We have a couple of stories that are leaning toward that, so that's pretty dope. Let's see. All right, so someone asked, where's the rest of the show so we can finish watching it right now as soon as we get back? Well, we only have 3 episodes on YouTube, so you can go and check it out. Start with the first one, Black Sands, the first episode, and it's on a playlist. So 2, 3, right after that. You can watch all those, and then you basically got to become a patron so we can do 4, 5, and 6, because they're actually pretty expensive to develop. Let's see. Will there be a chance for us to do affiliate marketers? Maybe. I know Everborn is probably more into something like that. You want affiliates, man?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I always thought it was a pain in the neck to try and manage affiliate marketing, But I'm not a programmer. You are, so I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, no. Listen, you can find me on the Everborn on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Just message me.
Oh, okay. Oh, there's a lot of freaking comments here. All right. Let's try. I'm gonna skip around a bit. Let's see. Let's see. Do you have a group of people working with you, or are you doing the comic book story yourself? This is a question for both of you. All right. So I usually do all my stories. So I'm a story developer. Sometimes I hire writers just to flesh my stories out because I just don't have time to work and write 60,000 words by myself. So sometimes I get people to go and flesh it out. But for the most part, I'm making my own stories. How about you?
Yeah, I write everything, and that's mainly because I can't afford to pay writers right now. But once the story starts to expand, I might be looking for some people to help out. But we have at least 5 issues written for each of the series that we have going on right now. So we got stories to come, all written by me.
Gotcha. When will issue 7 of Black Sands come out? I'm almost done with the script. Once I get the script done, Hydrus will start working on that book. Don't expect it anytime soon. It'll be out before Christmas, that's for sure. It'll be out before that time, but we're not trying to rush that because we're working right now on the animated short, so a lot of delays on the production side because of that. Now, there won't be those kind of delays on the production side once we start funding the actual show, right? Because then we'll have so many people and artists and everything else on that side that Hydrus won't have to be locked down on that. He can start working on the books again. But for now, development of Black Sands 7 Kingdoms is significantly delayed. With that being said, freaking, what's the damn thing called? Ineola's being worked on right now. The Andes is being worked on right now. Mansa is being worked on right now. So I have 3 different series being developed right now in-house. They're all done with different teams and stuff like that, and they're all being made right now. I want to be a top investor in Black Sands besides the patron. Is there another lane that I need to focus on to be a major part of Black Sands production? Well, nothing in the Black Sands production is given away for free. Most people have to just be qualified to do X, Y, and Z, right? And they apply for the positions when they open up. If they're really good at what they do and they have a really strong resume, they can just randomly message me with their portfolio, and sometimes they get in that way. In fact, that's how Turnus, who is now the head of studio for animation, that's how he approached me. He just straight up hit me in my DMs on Instagram. And then he was like, yeah, I did this for Disney, Braun, what's it called? I hired 144 animators for their company. I'm a stockholder in major these things, and I'm sick of all this crap, and I want to start making shows that are good for my daughter. And I was like, all right, then let's do it. But that was a situation that happened off of straight up a DM.
He slid in your DMs
You can't
with the.
correct him. He simply said, I do all this crazy crap, right? To the point where I look at him and I can't possibly think, okay, there's somebody even like closely qualified to the level of qualifications this dude has, right? And that's important. So there's a lot of really strong resume Black people out there who just won't say nothing to me, right? They might be amazing and stuff, and they'll never say anything to me, right? They'll come at me with this, hey, I'm gonna be a voice actor on your stuff. I'll be like, everybody says that to me every day. What am I supposed to, I can't differentiate from that statement, right? Now I say, hey, I was in this movie and this movie and this movie, and I want to be in your movie. I'll be like, okay, now I got something to at least connect it to, right? Let's see what else. I'm going to take 2 more questions and then we're done. Okay, what's your ultimate goal for Black Sands Entertainment, and how many people do you have on staff? I don't know. Well, as far as permanent hardcore staff, I'd say about 4 people. 4 people are like basically officer level in our company, right? Handle a lot of stuff. As far as people actually working on Black Sands properties at any given time, maybe 30, 40 people. So that's what's happening right now. As far as the long-term goals, make this damn show and license it and get licensing deals for everybody and make hundreds of millions of dollars and have almost 95% of my investors be from the Black community. So we all be eating off of that. You know what I'm saying? That's the ultimate goal, because that's monopoly power. What happens is nobody can stop you from making your stuff. And I'm not egotistical like freaking like Tyler Perry, right? I'm not gonna be like, well, only stuff that I write personally will ever be created at my giant studio. No, I'll just tell people who make good content. I'll be like, go ahead and make it. Go ahead and build a team. We'll fund it. I have no problem with funding people who know what the fuck they're doing. You know what I'm saying? So that's my feel on it. Are your comics in Black-owned bookstores? Are yours? Steven, are yours?
Oh, my comics is only in the local comic shop right now, and then you got to get it on my website now exclusively. But if any bookstore owners would like to carry the book, yes, it will be there.
Yeah,
100%.
I don't have any books made by stores. I sell exclusively online. It's kind of a hassle. I know I should, but it's kind of a hassle, man. It's a lot of logistical nightmares going on with these people. Sometimes they'll sell them and not even let you know, or they don't even know they sold their books yet until you call them and they're like, oh yeah, I think I sold a couple. And you're like, hey, well, that's supposed to be something you're supposed to know so I can get paid.
Yeah, see, I don't know if everybody knows this. When your book is in a shop, you give them the books on consignment, and then they got to sell them. And if they sell them, they give you the money back, right? Some stores will just buy your books in bulk up front, but that's not always the case in comic shops.
Got you. Okay, so we're done here for tonight. What I want to say is thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. Thank you, Steven, for telling us about your comics. Also telling us about your experience as a video game developer, your game for Everborn, and the game that we're going to be developing for Black Sands. All right. Thank you, all the patrons that are here just chilling with us today, talking about more stuff. Thank you, my future investors and owners in the company. That's coming soon, August, baby. And anybody who's planning on signing up for Patreon, please, we need you. This is an army. When we can sustain large numbers on Patreon, we can do a crap load of stuff, not just for us, but for people who want to get in this space. People like Steven Johnson has amazing content, but he just don't have the marketing tools that we do. So he can't reach
That's true.
500,000 accounts in a month like we can, right? I can get 500,000 impressions every week. You know what I'm saying? But most of these brands online, the black creators who sell very well at conventions, they have no access to this online pool of customers, right? And what's worse is that the Rona's here, right? And that Rona has basically shut down their mainstream of income, which was shows. They were supposed to go to that comic convention and actually sell a book directly to you by
I
putting it,
had big plans this year,
and
and
now
they all.
there's no plans. It's not even small plans, it's no plans. Everything's canceled. And that has messed up a lot of the people in the black community who rely on shows. Now they're screwed. So we're trying to give them platforms as well, and we're being fair about it. We're not saying, well, you're kind of screwed right now, so just get on our platform for free, right? We're not doing that, because that's kind of cold. But what we are doing is giving them really authentic deals, better than webtoons, giving them exclusives for our stuff. We're marketing for them. We're helping them with their Kickstarters. And we're doing all that through acquisitions made from patron pledges. All right. We have a finite amount of money that we give specifically to new acquirers. And new acquirers get in, we get their comic books to you guys. You guys get to see their content on BSP. We go and help them with their Kickstarters. They get a lot more impressions on social media for their brands. Everybody wins. Ain't nobody else doing that. They just ain't. You don't hear that from Noir Caesar. You don't hear that shit from Saturday AM. They don't promote people. I've been promoting people for years, even before I had BSP or an investment round. When I had absolutely nothing to offer except for kindness, I was like, yo, here's some kindness. I'm just going to post your stuff. I've posted people's stuff, and then people signed those people after I made them grow. I got them like 5,000 followers in like 2 weeks, and then the next freaking day, they get signed by Noir Caesar or something because look how much growth they got. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, man. How you go come in after I done promoted somebody and sign them? But that's what happens.
And who else is giving out free courses to creators out here, showing them how to make their books come to life and show them the ins and outs of creating ads and about printing all. I couldn't find it, right? He just gave that away for free. So
yeah. So you just know that this is a family organization, all right? I'm a black man married to a nice black woman, and I handle business for my kids so that they can have a legacy for themselves. So that's what we're building here. If you want to be a part of that, join our Patreon. We get things done, and we're very transparent. We got the books on the damn We Funder campaign. You can check our numbers, all right? We do investment meetings for everybody who's an investor so they can see what the numbers are at, what we're doing in the last quarter, what we're doing in the next quarter, all that good stuff. This is about as legitimate of an organization as it gets. All right. So go to patreon.com/blacksands and join our army. All right. Peace. And I'll holler at y'all later. See you later, Steven.
Yes, sir. Everbornsaga.com.
Everbornsaga.com, man.